morning, everyone. So this presentation will cover leave laws and what's kind of required of employers. These laws exist to permit or require employers to provide paid or unpaid leave. And there are several implications and lots of things that employers should be aware of as they choose their leave policies, whether or not they want to have certain paid or unpaid policies. Let's get to the next slide. So the goal of this presentation is to learn about the interplay between these laws and what's required statutorily and what you kind of have some flexibility to provide. We want you to understand the legal obligations to provide unpaid leave, and we'll review the best practices for implementing and managing flexible or unlimited paid time off policies. Go ahead.
Some employers may create policies that don't include all of these criteria for eligible employees. If you do not include all these criteria, then you could be expanding your liability to basically give people the FMLA protection, even though they're not legally required to do so. So a great example is this: being employed at a location where there are 50 people in a 75-mile radius. If that's not included, you just decided, I'm going to give all my employees, FMLA, regardless of whether they're at a location with one employee in a different state versus downtown in a place where we have several employees. Then again, that's a business decision you can make, but it's a risk you would be assuming. One thing to think about here is we see a lot of employers who think, after FMLA is done, there's no obligation to continue the leave, right? If the employee is not able to return after 12 weeks, they say, I want to consider you as having voluntarily resigned from your position. Well, that is not the case in many instances, and I'll give it a couple examples, right? If the employee says after FMLA is done, I've used 12 weeks, but I just need one more, right? I just need one more to finish out my physical therapy or to finish out this recovery. That's probably not going to be an undue hardship. You've just provided the employee with 12 weeks. What is another 1 week how is that really going to impact you? You'd have to have a pretty strong argument that there's some sort of critical deadline or meeting that's going to happen in that 1 week that would make a difference. And so that's an instance where you may be obligated to provide 1 more week of unpaid leave beyond FMLA as a reasonable accommodation.
Okay, so we've gone through the mandated paid medical leave, paid leave, we've gone through mandated unpaid leave, and now you know what's legally required. So how are you going to set up your paid time off policies and your leave policies to be attractive to top talent while still, easing some administrative burden?